Context for those of you unfamiliar. Snapchat is a messaging app that allows users to send pictures and videos for up to 10 seconds to each other. It's a lot of fun and is something I use on a regular basis. Once the photo is viewed, you can't look at it again unless you screenshot the image. It was starting to get late. I was bored out of my mind watching Netflix and I needed something to do. I had the brilliant idea of going on Omegle. Of course, this led to a lot of inappropriate and weird ads. I was about to go find another distraction when I finally found a normal match on Omegle. It was a dark room with a cute looking young woman sitting in front of her webcam. I figured it was fake and it was going to be a scammer or some prank. After an awkward silence, I was about to click when she said hello. Immediate, Immediately following that was the text HMU on Snapchat, Sasha247. I pulled out my phone and added her just for the heck of it. Right as I added her, she disconnected. I sent a snap saying, "What's up?" I was just on Omegle and proceeded to wait. It was around 1:30 in the morning now, and I went back to watching Netflix at 2. I got a reply. It was her. It was a picture of her car, followed by the text, "On my way, BB." I simply responded with, "Be safe, LOL." I then fell asleep. The next day, I waked to my phone and discovered the horror, opening one snap at a time. The first is of her driving. A little weird, but I don't think much of it. Then, stuff started getting real. I got more snaps of her driving. One had her at a stoplight. I noticed a Walmart next door to a gym. The very same Walmart and gym just a few minutes away from my house. So at this point, I'm about ready to beep my pants. I don't know what to really do. I open another snap of her entering my neighborhood, accompanied with the text, "Get ready." The finally snap is a 10-second video of her filming my house. This all happened to me last night, and I've already notified police. This seems like it could be someone in my area looking to freak people out as a prank or something, but has something like this ever happened to any of you? I've never felt so scared before in my life. About 6 months ago, this happened. I got a ping for a notification. A Madison 42 added you. I didn't think much of it. I got added all the time. The only thing that confused me was instead of quick added was by search. Weird, but maybe one of my friends gave him my snap. He sent me a message. "Hey," I replied back. "Who are you?" Things only got stranger. You wouldn't know me, but I know you. That made my heart pound. I put my phone down and tried distracting myself. Eventually, I had completely forgotten about it. Until later that night, a Madison 42 sent you a picture. I opened it. It looked like the messy part of my basement. "Why are you ignoring me?" I panicked, my breathing strained. I was home alone. I had no idea what to do. I grabbed my phone and raced into my closet, moving a wicker chest in front of it. I kept quiet, Hearing footsteps booming from around downstairs, I texted my mom asking her to call 911. I heard the footsteps stomp slowly up our stairs, heavy breathing echoing from out the hallway. It seemed like hours sitting in that closet, my hand covering my mouth. He entered the room I was in finally. Finally. Come on, Brookie. His steps neared the closet as he stood there quietly. I tried to silence myself the best I could, fearful tears running down my face. He stood there for a long time, soon his billowy shadow angrily walking around my room looking at every picture frame, every drawing I had on my desk. He was just inspecting everything. He went into my dressers, touching and smelling my clothes. I stared at him through the keyhole of the closet. The sounds of sweet sirens nearing my heart raced with excitement as I thought this was my saving grace. The man's head cocked up, the sirens seeming to catch him off guard. He mumbled, racing out of the room. Soon the sounds of cops below boomed throughout. Get on the ground! Soon the sound of the man's screams was heard. I took a deep breath before dashing downstairs. Watching the commotion, I watched as the cops had him on the ground, handcuffs on and a taser in his back. A shiny knife laying inches from him, he looked up at me and smiled. You're even more beautiful up close. Watching from your window was so tiring. The cop slammed his head down, the rest of his arrest a blur. My mother rushed in as he was shoved in the cop car, her warm perfume smell lifting weights off my shoulders as I told her everything. I don't know if that man ever got out or not, but oh no. B. Madison 43 added you. When I was in secondary school, it was beginning to turn into the holidays, meaning I stay home for a few weeks. But when it was the end of the after school detention, I left and a weird stranger was following me on my walk back home. He was staying there smoking, but when I was a bit further away from him, he dropped the cigarette and followed me. His hood was up so I couldn't see his face, and he was looking down, but not fully enough for me to make out his face. I thought he was just following me because he was going home and he had to go the same directions as me, but I was so wrong. When I went home, he kept on walking to make it believable that he wasn't following me, but I went into my living room and peeked out of my blinds. There was a bench there, and there he sat on it looking at my house as if he was going to break in. He was taking a good look at it for a while. I was starting to get scared and panicked. I don't want to tell my parents because they would think I'm being dumb. Eventually, I stopped thinking about him. After a few hours of going in my room and watching TV, I remembered him. I went to check outside my window and he was gone. Thank God for that. I sighed to myself. My parents were going for a night out, and my sister was out with her friends. So there I was, left me home alone. At the time I was 13. So I was trusted to be home alone by myself. So I grabbed my credit card, ordered food, and sat down to watch a movie in the living room. It had been some time, so I paused it to go and get a drink when I heard something in my alleyway. I thought it was a fox, but it wasn't. I heard a sniffle as if it were a person who had a blocked nose. I got scared and shut the curtains. A few moments later, I got a friend request on Snapchat. I accepted it and said, "Who's this?" But they left me on red. After minutes of spamming, I saw their bit emoji pop up. They were typing and they sent a message saying, "Sorry, I mistaken you for someone else." I replied, "Oh, okay." They never unadded me and I never unadded them. That's when I realized I had my Snap Map on so they could see where I live, but it was too late. They had already seen my location and were heading towards me. Later, I got tired and went to bed. Then I was going to shut my curtains and blinds. I saw Anne sat on the bench. It looked like the same man who followed me home. I got creeped out. He was the one who added me on Snapchat. What the heck? I whispered to myself. I dashed out of my bed to check again, and the man on the bench was heading towards my house. I didn't answer the door, but he knew I was home. I got scared and locked myself in the bathroom and called 911. I was crying out of fear whilst talking to the officer. He couldn't make out a word. I was saying eventually. I calmed down and told them my address and what happened. From the day I left school, they said police will be at my house in 8 minutes, but those 8 minutes would be the scariest time of my life. I heard my back door open and I was panicking so much and breathing. I got lightheaded. I heard drawers open in my kitchen and living room. After scavenging through everything, I heard footsteps slowly heading upstairs. I tried to calm myself down, but it only made me more scared. Holding in my cries, right in front of my staircase is the bathroom. So that would be the first thing he would search. I saw the doorknob twisting and turning and I got so scared. But then that's when the police arrived. The man got scared and escaped through my back door and just ran away. The police came and I opened the door. I explained everything once again. The only footage I had of him was my front door camera. There were only 2 clips, one of him going in my alleyway and the second of him escaping. Months have went by and I'm still really scared. There have been no reports or anything of this man. Ever since then, I have always been scared to be home alone.